Good morning, class 9. How are you all doing? I guess you all are doing great. Good job. The online classes have started. You must have seen. It's been a long time now. It's been a week, right? It started. So please follow the place and all the chapters which I'm doing with you. And there will be notes. I'll be putting up notes for you as well. And so that you can, you can have the same concept with what I speak, and it will be easier for you to understand. I hope so. I'm able to explain it to you. I was just talking with, I was doing my video. I just want to share this with you. I was doing my video with class 7, and it was on disciplined citizens, the pillars of democracy. So, if we don't know what's equality, if we don't know what's, what do you say, liberty and equality, then we won't know what is unity in diversity. And so I was speaking about the university in diversity in class 6, 7, and then this part came, a disciplined citizen. What is the rule and the fundamentals of being disciplined citizen? But we have to first know what we are, and then only. So I was doing that. So this also goes into the part of your civics also, I guess. Everywhere this is the same thing. So we are into history, so we'll do history, and we are doing socialism in Europe. I guess we were there yesterday, so we were there at this part. The socialism in Russia, the 1905 revolution we haven't done, the Bloody Sunday we haven't done, the February we haven't done. We were doing actually this part, the 10 things which I had said about socialism, we must know, which we were doing yesterday. So I didn't want to change that part and go to a newer section. Okay, so that's why I wanted to check on that. So I'll get back to you in the next video. Okay, or we'll continue. Actually, there's some network problem I'm seeing. It's getting stuck, it's hanging. Anyways, so we can continue, so not a problem. So we were there at this part where it says the coming of the socialism in Europe. I'll read some part of it, and after that I'll explain. Perhaps the most far-reaching visions of how society should be structured was socialism. By the mid-19th century in Europe, socialism was a well-known body of ideas that attracted widespread attention. Socialists were against private property and saw it as the root of social ills of the time. Why? Individuals owned the property that it gave employment, but the propertied were concerned only with the personal gain and not with the welfare of those who made the property productive. I had given the total explanation. I had given in my notes also the explanation. How could a society with property operate? What could be the basis of the socialist society? That also I gave you. Now, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, 1818 to 1883 was Karl Marx, and 1820 to 1895 was Friedrich Engels, added their ideas to this body of arguments. Okay, Marx argued that industrial society was capitalist owned and capitalist invested in factories, and the profit of capitalists was produced by the workers. So why won't the workers also join in? They are helping you to get the production. They are helping you to get the produce and the income also. The conditions of workers could not improve as long as this profit was accumulated by the private people or the capitalists. Workers had to overthrow capitalism and rule over the private property. Marx believed that to free themselves from capitalist exploitation, workers had to construct a radically socialist society where all property was socially controlled. This would be a communist society. What happened? Racism, this capitalism was removed. The people in that place were also removed, but that ideology of that stayed. But it was named the communist. A communist society was the natural society of the future. Now, support for socialism. Now I was at this part where it was saying, I had discussed with you the part where socialism is a yearning for something better than capitalism. I had said this. I had told you that it represents the awareness of employees that their sufferings and limitations come less from their employers. There was a group 1 and part 2 also, when I said about Karl Marx defined a fundamental justice of exploitation located in capitalism's core relationship between employer and employee. They wanted a better society, the workers. And who was the first? The dominant minority was divided into the society in two parts. What was the first part? The dominant minority was masters, lords, and employers, and the dominated majority part was slaves, serfs, and employees. Dominant, the people who are dominating, the masters, lords, and employers. Dominated people, majority. They were the majority, the slaves, serfs, and employees. Okay. So I had told you this. Now, then I wanted to come and tell you about socialism is not a single, it's not a unified theory. Okay, people spread socialism across the world, interpreting and implementing it in different ways on the base of the context, whichever they are following. Now, socialists found capitalism to be a system that produced ever deepening inequalities, recurring cycles of unemployment and depression, and undermining of human efforts to build democratic politics and inclusive cultures. That's what the socialism people actually wanted, socialists wanted. This unemployment thing, people are going into depression, people are not getting food, they are not able to live properly, clothes, their status of living was going down, so automatically people will go into depression. Like this pandemic is going on, a lot of people are out of job, depression is happening, but we cannot fight this pandemic is only by being staying at home. This is not being dominated by us, by any particular group in the society, correct? So socialists developed and debated solutions that varied from government regulations and capitalist economies to government itself owning and operating enterprises through transformation of enterprise. Both and government they wanted to do it. Now, these debates also, these people split. Socialists also split after the Russian Revolution in 1917. Now, socialists were supporting the post-revolutionary Soviet Union. After the revolution, people were underscored their commitment to socialism that entailed the government owning and operating industries by adopting the new name communist. Now, they kept the name socialist and often called themselves social democrats and democratic socialists, but they were following, they had called themselves communists, but they were communists, but they were following, they had named themselves social democrats. Now in the early 21st century, socialism again resurfaced. It focuses on transforming the inside of enterprises from top-down hierarchies where a capitalist or state board of directors were there to a worker cooperative where all employees have the equal democratic rights to make their decisions. We were done till then. Now the Soviet Union and China achieved as the state of capitalization. Out of which China, what happened? China proved to grow faster. They growed into a cheap, with global capitalists, proving cheap labor, government support, growing domestic market. In exchange, foreign currencies, foreign capitalists would partner with Chinese state for private capitalists, share technology, integrate Chinese output on global wholesale retail trade system, China's brand of socialism, hybrid state of capitalism that included both communist and democratic streams. They took over the market. They started growing. Their economy started growing. China took the advantage of it. The US, Soviet Union and China have more in common than you think. But there are a lot of things in common in all of them. Now, capitalism emerged from feudalism in Europe in the 19th century. It actually advocated liberty, equality, fraternity, and democracy. When those promises failed, many became anti-capitalist and found their way to socialism. Simple. When you don't get your way, you want to go out and get your way. Capitalism had stopped the feudalism. What was feudalism? Of these landowners and land people and the rich people, what were happening? Capitalism was something where people are on that high position and they were taking the cream of the business, or the whatever thing was happening, everything they were getting the advantage, and the people who were giving them the advantage were not getting anything. So they had promised, we'll take you out of feudalism, the capitalism said, and we are going to give you liberty, equality, fraternity and democracy. But when they failed that, many became anti-capitalist. But this is the same thing happening. People have changed, system has not changed. Got my point? So I'll come back in the next video and I'll explain it to you.